YallaHome
with Anna Schofield
and Big House.
Yes, it's Monday night, 5:05. We are driving you home.
Bam! Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How you doing, Anna Schofield?
Well, I'm okay. How are you?
Oh, blessed. I'm doing great because it is the time of the year where the weather is just no AC and colder weather. It's hoodie time for me.
Yeah.
I'm just enjoying the weather. And when the weather is great, I'm talking about myself, I'm in a great mood no matter what. I'm just like, it's a weather thing for us. You know how we always talk about this, you know how people say, oh, Arabs are always angry. Well, we're not angry, it's hot. It's hot. It gets you, you know, boiled up because like it's hot all the time.
I don't find you angry. I don't find Arabs. Sometimes in the car, on the road, you're quite
like the Western media.
Ahead.
You're one of us now, and Khalas, you're no longer like, you know, Khalas, you're one of us. You've been here 10 years. You're one of us.
Happy days.
Lots of things to talk about in the show. I definitely want to open with the Sharjah Book Authority. They announced the lineup of amazing authors coming into, you know, and publishers coming in.
Yeah.
But also a lot of changes. There's not going to be an opening ceremony because of COVID, and lots of things. I'll tell you about it, like in terms of like technology and because of COVID. But Prince EA is coming, which is a big deal. He's a homie. He's an amazing, incredible guy, and he's coming, and amongst others as well. We'll tell you all about it. But yeah, they just announced it today on a live stream.
Very exciting.
In Sharjah.
And we've also got Adele, so excited, literally just busting. She's busting with excitement, while also being absolutely terrified, which is the best way to be, because she's about to host Saturday Night Live in the States. That's a big deal.
That is a big deal. SNL is a big deal. And also we have a question for you guys. Should webcams be used to monitor work from home in the UAE? What do you guys think of this?
Yeah, what do you think of that?
I'll tell you about it. 4215 Itsalat and do. Lots of things to talk about.
Also, I can't wait to talk about this. I have to bring a little moment of joy, and it happens to have a baby animal in it, so it made me cry. A UAE nurse has saved the life of a newborn camel in the desert, while the whole herd watched. There's a video of it.
I read the other way around. I thought that a nurse delivered a baby and camels were watching.
No. Oh, no, she didn't. No, it was a baby camel.
Oh, wow.
And she didn't deliver it. It was in trouble. It had been born, but it was in trouble. And she didn't know whether to walk in. The herd were upset. The mother was in distress. The baby was in distress.
Man.
And she's a nurse, so she went, do you know what? I'm delivered so many babies. And she said to her husband, I'm gonna, and he went, all right. And
Let's go.
She didn't know it was a wild herd of camels.
Wow.
She did it. She saved it. Amazing.
That's amazing. In addition to Justin Bieber, as he delivers an emotional SNL performance, and some news about Netflix in Lebanon and Saudi Arabia. A lot of good things. Big show. 4215 Etisalat and do, ladies and gentlemen.
YallaHome.
Yalla.
Anna Schofield
and Big House.
Yep, that's us, and we're live through till 8 o'clock tonight, getting you through the drive home.
Wait for it.
Are you waiting for the woohoo?
Ladies and gentlemen, let us talk about the Sharjah Book Fair. So I was on the Zoom call today. Not Zoom call. They were broadcasting the whole thing on Zoom.
Yeah.
And it was really interesting. Obviously, you know, just talking about the Sharjah Book Fair, which is a mix of online and in-person participation. This year's edition will run from 4th of November to the 14th at the Expo Center, Sharjah.
Yeah.
The chairman of the Sharjah Book Authority, Mr. Ahmed bin Raqad Al-Amri, he actually spoke, and I loved the way he was talking. He was talking from passion. He was talking as well from it's weird times that we're living in, because you know that the book fair is always about people.
Yeah.
And
I've had this conversation 3 times today. Everyone's just feeling the enormity and the weirdness.
Truth. And in the press conference, he was talking about, obviously, there's a lot of things that are going to be, different.
Yeah.
But obviously, one of the biggest names that's virtually attending Sharjah International Book Fair, it includes American social media star and rapper, influencer, incredible guy, a brother, Prince EA, who's amazing, and also including Canadian writer Jan Martel, and perhaps this guy is really well known for his Life of Pi novel. So he's coming amongst other people as well. So this is the 39th edition, Anna.
Okay, good lineup.
Again, from 4 to 14, and many other things. The main thing, though, that I got from the whole thing is visitors will be limited to 5,000 people, max, a day. Up to 3 hours only you're allowed to spend inside.
Okay.
How will they manage the whole thing? Well, you will go and do something with your phone.
Right.
Register on your phone.
Yeah.
And once you go inside, a group of volunteers will give you a bracelet like that.
Right.
This bracelet is so cool. This bracelet
Is your ticket?
is yours to go in, obviously.
Right,
but
right,
then
right.
it will monitor how much time you're inside. I think it was 3 or 4 hours, they were saying. Once time reaches there, half an hour before, you will get a message saying,
You need to leave.
you need to leave.
Right.
If you don't leave,
Yeah.
you'll see a group of volunteers coming in because each one will have a color. So a certain color, you will know how much when time you'll
So
come
they'll
in. Or
be
something
looking
like
for the colour that needs to go.
that. Which is kind of interesting.
I like that.
You know, if you think about it, it was really interesting. So
That's old school system, you see.
yeah,
that
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of colour banded.
Very strict
you know.
with health, like you said, and strict health measures and temperatures checks, masks, social distancing is
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
They made the place a bit bigger so that they make it a little bit.
And they've got the
everybody's
space there at the Expo Centre. I mean, they can go big, which is amazing.
And like I said, no opening ceremony, awards, or organized student visit. Remember the student visit?
I do remember
They
the
talked about it,
students.
and they said they might do something virtual. But all of this because of COVID.
Yeah.
COVID. Last year saw a record of 2.52 million visitors.
Yeah, and we were there
Yeah.
for like, how many days were we there for?
We were there, yeah.
And it was just full on. I mean, it packed.
And you know, this is said to be the world's third biggest book fair. Anna.
Yeah.
And it happens in
The
our
Whopper.
beloved Sharjah, which is really cool. And this book fair was launched in 1982. I was 2 years old. 2 years old when this was launched. Oh my God.
It's been going a long time.
I don't know
huh?
how old were you, but let's not discuss age right here on it.
No, you can't ask a lady her age.
Let's talk about that.
You love talking about it. As soon as I say don't ask me, you're like, and now I'm going to ask you more.
Yeah, that's true.
YallaHome
Anna Schofield.
and Big House.
Oh, Anna, you're
So
doing
cute.
voiceovers for the station. Huh?
It sounds so strange.
Today, ladies and gentlemen, today I called the company without me saying, and it was like, "Hello, for English, press 2." I'm like, oh, this is Anna.
Welcome. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Ah,
Yeah, never say hello. You always say welcome.
really?
Yeah.
Never say hello.
No, we never say hello.
Hello
That's
and
very
welcome
rare.
to Pulse.
Welcome to Pulse 95.
That's so mad, fam. Wow.
For customer service, press 1. Okay. So
You got to do that again. Look like this. No vocal. Go.
to Pulse 95.
No, for cool things, follow Big Hass.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go.
Welcome to Pulse 95. For cool things, press 1. For anything related to Saturday vibe, press 2. I'm kind of being something stupid for press 3. Or the hash key.
That's so funny. You heard the woman. I'm just telling you. Khalas, done. You got to do that. Anna, talk to me about this Sharjah school and the fact that you don't have to go only to the bathroom to wash your hands.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant. So this is a gorgeous school here in Sharjah. And obviously for students and for kids, and especially young kids, this whole pandemic thing's quite frightening. And suddenly, obviously, kids need to wash their hands. Kids don't like washing their hands.
No.
Kids don't want to wash their hands.
Yep.
They're far too busy. You know, they're busy puppies. We've got lots to do. I don't want to wash my hands. And when kids are that sort of age, encouraging them to wash their hands because there is a pandemic is really on point. So this school in Sharjah here has basically turned huge, colourful barrels into sinks, and they're placed all across the hallways and the yards for all the students and the staff. Those big metal barrels, they've got pictures of London Red buses on, there's a yellow one with
Wow.
camels on, there's letters on the blue one.
What's the school called?
Where is it? Victoria English School in
Yeah,
Sharjah.
VES in Sharjah. Shout out to you guys.
Yeah,
If you're
yeah.
tuning in, let's connect. I think it's cool.
It's so good. So basically, the kids at any point can just walk up to a barrel, put some soap on their hands, wash in the colourful barrel, and we're good to go. And they hand wash with soap and water, and when done, obviously, correctly, it's completely critical, especially at night. And I keep telling everyone this. Yesterday, they announced that COVID-19 can stay on your skin, on human skin, for 9 hours.
You said that.
All you got to do is wash it off.
Yeah.
Literally, it's that simple.
Truth, and that's
All
what
you
they
gotta do is
say.
wash it
And
off.
you're absolutely right, Anna. I mean, they say that's why, I think the head teacher at VES actually said that we want to educate the students that hand washing is part of hygiene and good COVID-19, what's that word? Preparedness. Preparedness.
Show me.
You got to see it. This one, preparedness.
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 So it's to
This is
prepare.
English 101, you guys. I know it is, but...
Preparedness. I don't think that's actually a word.
Wow.
I'm not sure that...
Well, that's the head teacher at VES.
That is the English teacher. Brilliant.
so
It's definitely a word, sir.
Shout out
I
to
will
VES.
not.
I'm telling you, he'll be calling in the station tomorrow. You get a call from Christina. Hello, there's a teacher. His name is Keith.
He's
And
online
a
too.
He's online too. Did you say that a partner...
I'll be like, I'm so sorry.
No,
I'm so sorry.
but shout out to Victoria English School. I think that's cool. It's so cool. That's so cool. And you said it best, Anna. You wash your hands after any major activity that you do.
Yeah, it's gone.
But COVID right now has increased that. We wash
Yeah.
our hands. I wash my hands right now at least 9 times.
Oh,
10 a
you
day.
are terrible. I mean, like, and if he's not washing his hands, he's spraying his
Yeah.
hands literally
Yeah.
every few minutes. And I
Yeah, true.
sometimes take it personally. I'm like, there's only me, and
Yeah.
I'm 2 meters away. What are you washing off?
Well, I got an amazing lady at home, and she said, "Hey, I'm telling you,
She did.
wash your hands."
And you do, and that's
Yeah.
good.
But that's amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be right back.
YallaHome
With Anna Schofield.
and Big House.
Music's greatest songs. Greatest songs. Worth covering. Original classic hitmakers.
Now, this is going to be quite fun talking about this. This band were formed by music makers. So if anyone knows of Liberty X, they'll know that they came from a TV show, which was the predecessor to Pop Idol. And then it became American Idol. Very, very famous.
What's it called, the show?
It started as Pop Stars.
Pop Stars.
Yeah. So it started as Pop Stars, and then it became, Idol. And then the Idol brand became huge. So Pop Stars started. Little bit of a... Yes, in my throat, just a little. Anyway,
little.
just a little.
Oh, nice
I know.
pun.
Do you like that? Mm-hmm. Shway.
Sure.
So this group, 2002 is the year we're going back to. This was their biggest hit. The story around it is fantastic. And here goes. Pop Stars, the series, it was exactly like Idol. And so it was the original one. And so they had all these independent singers coming in, auditioning, and then getting to the end and gradually getting knocked out. Excuse me. So they're all having to sing independently. But what they actually were doing with Pop Stars was they were going to make a group. That was always the thing. So who is going to make it to the group? And they were trying to find five members of the band. And it was a really good series. I mean, it was we were all riveted in the UK, absolutely locked on. 5 people won, and they called this band Hearsay. And for about 3 weeks, that's all the papers could talk about. It's all the press could talk about, and what they're going to look like when they're revealed. And it was amazing. And they did makeovers on them. And then there were 5 who were cut on the last show who didn't make it. So they had 10, and they went down to the real 5. Those 5 then banded together and signed up to a different label, and they called themselves Liberty.
Wow.
Liberty X. Now, Hearsay went on to be the naffest band that no one wanted to listen to or play.
Oh,
the
wow.
music wasn't good. It just was one of those, when something doesn't work? It was like a recipe in this doesn't work. No one wanted to know Hearsay. It just wasn't. It wasn't jolly. No, and Just a Little came out from Liberty X as their debut song. And Liberty X, almost because they'd lost, they were slightly cooler, slightly edgier, and they marketed the band slightly edgier. So it's still pop. They also came out with this brilliant song. So 13th of May 2002, Liberty X, who were the losers of the comp, came out with this massive global hit. I mean, just everywhere. New Zealand, Australia, America, Ireland, the UK. The UK singles chart is sat there at number 1 for weeks. And just everyone absolutely loved it. They loved the video. And I think that Liberty X at this point thought they were going to be the thing. They were like, okay, we're the new black. We've made it. So they released the album, and it was very, very big. Second album didn't quite kind of do what they wanted it to do, but they completely trounced all over Hearsay. So that's the funny side of the story, poor Hearsay. And then Hearsay sort of split up and went off in different directions. All of them such talented singers. Now, there is a funny personal a note here, because when this was happening, I got one of my first radio jobs, and as it was going on, the girl in the flat upstairs was Michelle Heaton. There are 4 members of Liberty X. Michelle Heaton is one of them, and she was living in the flat above me, so we used to see each other in our building all the time, and she wanted to come in on my show, and I was a bit like, whatever.
Really?
Yeah. It's quite funny, isn't it?
Okay.
And
Why though? What?
Well, because she was on this TV program, she wanted the publicity.
Yeah. When she told you that, what did you say?
No, it was one of those things where we kept seeing each other at various events around the town. Michelle Heaton.
This lady.
Yeah, and you know what?
That's
she was
cool.
lovely, but she also was doing I've just arrived and I'm super cool, because she then became huge, so she blew up, right? And so I was the one going, haha. So that happened, all right. So and we know that happened, and one of the places where I used to do a sort of a DJ gig. Can you believe that? I know, big club in town.
What's happening today?
I know. I don't tell you these things. Anyway, I was doing it, and her boyfriend was the resident guy there who used to help me, and I would go live. My overnight show or my evening show would go live from this club. So it was all, it's all going on, and she was always there because she was his girlfriend, and she's always in the press. Anyway, I haven't seen her since that moment.
You should hit her up.
2 years ago, Atomic Kitten come to the UAE to play.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm with some friends. We're all in radio. So we all tumble up to go and see them before they go on. And it's Kerry Katona, who's very famous in the UK. And we tumble in, and they're literally getting ready to go on. Now, one of the members of Atomic Kitten wasn't there for some reason. And Michelle Heaton was filling in.
Oh, wow.
And so we had that moment of, and she went, what are you doing here? And I went, why are you performing with Atomic Kitten?
Yeah.
And Kerry Katona's going, this is so funny, isn't it? And then we started chatting, and then I got photos, and the whole thing was really funny.
Dope.
And they went, so what she does is she actually just zips around and does freelance in some of the other girl bands. So that's a thing.
You need to post that picture, though.
I should post that picture, huh?
How many times have you heard her say that? Always.
I should post that picture.
Well, yeah, man, that's so funny.
But you know what? I think both of us are far nicer as older people.
What do you mean? Now you mean?
Yeah, just chatting to her that day before she went on and chatting to her about all of that. We were both so young, and we were both at the beginning of our careers, if you know what I mean.
I hear you.
And she was there with Atomic Kitten and doing her thing, and I'm here in the UAE, still in radio.
That's so cool.
I think we were both nicer, but we had a giggle. Anyway, so you got Michelle Heaton, Tony London, Kevin Sim, and Jessica Taylor. Oh, and Kelly Young. So there was 5 of them. Had the great success. Now, they performed this years and years and years ago, not between 2002 and 2012. That's all I know. They performed it, and they had long canes, so they were in PVC suits. They looked the business, and it's a really really great dance stuff that goes with this song, and I remember it well from the video. And they had canes. Anyway, they obviously moved badly on stage, and one of them hit one of them with the cane and broke the arm during the performance, and whichever band member it was ran off carrying their arm.
Wow.
With the bone broken, and it was at a festival somewhere. I remember it distinctively. So that happened too. So they've been round the block, these guys.
Yeah.
But they work hard. They've reformed. They're now releasing new albums.
Are they?
They've got
They're still around?
They got another. Yeah. They got back together
Michelle's
in
still with them?
2012. I don't know whether she is. I should ask her. But it's quite funny. And they actually talk about it. And there was a show called The Big Reunion, which had 5: Atomic Kitten, Bewitched, 911, Honeys.
Oh, I can remember Bewitched.
You remember
And
Bewitched?
5.
You remember them?
5.
5 was so funny.
5 my homies.
Yeah, they were my homies too.
Cool.
Yeah, they're super good. So they all did this big documentary about getting back together, and I think that's how Michelle Heaton ended up singing with Atomic Kitten when they go on tour. So there you go. That's the story of this proper pop stuff. They are just pop stars. They're working pop stars, and they're good at what they do. So enjoy this song.
YallaHome
With Anna Schofield.
and Big House.
Yes, it is. 20 to 7. It is YallaHome. Nice having you with us. Gorgeous, gorgeous evening. Get those windows down.
100%. Okay, let's do something, Anna.
Okay.
I feel like crazy today, and let's do something crazy.
Devil in
So
him.
obviously, yes, the devil in him. Saturday vibe. Obviously, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. this Saturday. Lots of stuff to give away. Mega Mall, 1,000 dirham from Mega Mall Sharjah.
Baby G watches.
Baby G Watch or G Shock, and also a dining experience with spicy and ginger. Now, what we're doing right now, and doing this because, I have a lovely co-host with Anna Schofield, and, I feel generous today, so let's do that. What we're going to do right now is you guys tuning in, you have to guess what's the name of the movie I'm about to play. And if you guessed it right on SMS 4215 Etisalat Urdu, you'll be granted a definite call on Saturday. We'll call you on Saturday, and for sure, you'll participate for a confirmed...
For one of the big prizes.
For one of the big prizes.
And this is a give, because, he gets between 60 and 90 calls
Yes.
and messages
Yeah.
for people wanting to get on air. This is the give. You
True.
get on air. Okay, so this is a free ticket. It's the golden ticket. You will get a call back. But what is this movie?
100%. Okay, are you ready? So what's this movie? 4215 Etisalat and do. All you gotta do is guess what is this from. And I'm sure if Mikey's listening right now, he would know this in a second.
Iconic.
Anyone, you can know this in a second.
A second.
Second, right?
Yeah.
So-
Iconic.
Iconic. That's the word. So Saturday Vibe, 6 p.m. Text us right now. What's the name of the soundtrack playing? 4215. Whether you're Etisalat or do. Kind of like this bed though.
That's beautiful.
An instrumental. And what does it in you, for you? What happens is that on Saturday we will call you. Whoever we pick today, we'll call you for a chance to win 1,000 dirham from Mega Mall, a Baby G or a G-Shock watch, and a dining experience.
Yep. Spicy and ginger.
Spicy and ginger.
4215. What is this movie?
I'll give it a more room to breathe. I think we all know this one, right?
We know.
We know it. Let us know. 4215 Etisalat and do. We're going to be right back, ladies and gentlemen.
YallaHome
With Alice Schofield.
and Big House.
And we're live through till 8. Nice having you with us. We've got the most beautiful story.
Tell me.
Okay, and I'm going to just tell you, I haven't even got the story up or any notes in front of me. I just read it. I cried. You know that I'm too empathetic.
Yeah.
Overly
No.
cry.
Yeah.
I can't help it. Baby animals, children, that's it. Anyway, this is the story. This lovely UAE nurse, she's been here years, like 10 years. Her and her husband like to go hiking through the desert at weekends. That's what they do.
Cool.
So they're on a hike, the pair of them, bearing in mind she's a nurse, and they come across a load of camels. Now they've seen this herd of camels a lot. They've sometimes they take their bikes, and they said that they ride their bikes next, and the camels all lump along, and they
Wow.
ride their bikes next to the camels.
Wow.
The camels accept them, so there's a little bit of that because the camels are used to seeing them at weekends.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they see the camels, but they're all huddled round. And they think, oh, what's going on this time? And as they get nearer, they were sort of thinking, oh, are they eating something? What's happening? And then they see that one of the camels has had a calf.
Wow.
And the calf is lying on the ground. And the calf isn't right. So as they can't get too near, but the woman started to say, this is a problem. The calf has got what looks like a hose wrapped right round its neck and round its body.
Oh, man.
And it's so much so that it can't reach its mother, it can't get to the milk, and its mouth is pulled open, and the mother
gosh.
can't get to her calf. So she's literally watching her calf in distress, and it
Yeah.
had probably been born about 10 hours before. So
Oh, man.
it's lying there
It's
like
been
this. But the herd are watching the mother and the calf.
Yeah.
Everyone's just hanging around and they're just watching it all play out. So then the nurse says to her husband, well, she said, I think that's the umbilical cord. And he's going, all right, okay. So at this point she said, okay, so she didn't know whether the mother was going to get protective or what was going to happen, whether they would try and attack. So she said she put her head right down and she went very slowly in, trying to say calm things. And the mother let her near the calf.
That's amazing.
And the other herd didn't freak out. They watched it. And she went up, and then her husband started to film. Obviously, he didn't have to jump in and save his wife from kicking camels. He started filming, and you see her, and she's very gently, and she's looking at the mum as well, like, are you going to kick me?
Yeah.
But she manages to get the umbilical cord apparently had got really tough because it had been there, dried out. Also, she said the little baby camel's mouth was all dry. She could see the tongue was dry. Very bad. So she managed to get it off its head, and then she managed to pull it off its body, and then it immediately starts to wriggle and immediately goes to its mum and has a drink.
That's amazing.
And do you know what the best bit is? She looked at the mum, and the mum came towards her, and she stroked the side of the mum.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, there was a moment of thank you. Yeah.
That's amazing.
That whole animal thing.
Is the video online?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay, we got to
they
see
got
it. You know what? I'm going to take a break right now to watch this. But this is
so
a
lovely.
beautiful, beautiful moment, really. Go watch it, and we'll try to see if we can post it on our socials as well.
YallaHome
With Alice Schofield.
and Big House.
Across the Emirates, that's us, YallaHome, live through till 8 o'clock. Let's do some Bieber news. We haven't had any for a while.
You know the song?
I know the song.
Yes, what's going on with Justin Bieber? Tell me.
See, I looked over at Haas then to continue the story. I was like, we haven't had a Justin Bieber. And he's just He's just singing and rocking his head. Justin Bieber has delivered a very emotional Saturday Night Live performance, and
Yes.
it's kind of stunned his fans. Have you seen it?
Yes.
You did watch it?
Yeah.
Apparently, you know, he did his song. It's the one we play, isn't it? It's Holy.
He did Holy.
Yeah, and he was joined by Chance the Rapper, who is the collaborator on the track. But he seemed overcome with emotion as he kind of closed the song, and he crouched over, and apparently Chance the Rapper smiled and sort of gave Bieber a hug before the commercial break and things like that. What do you think of this?
Yeah, no, like, Bieber, he said, to be honest, the song is very hard for me to listen to, considering how tough it was to get through some of the chapters in his life.
Right.
I believe it's powerful to express vulnerability, and that's why I believe the song is powerful. I think with Justin Bieber, it's just been amazing to see his, his come up and how he was able to, just how he started as a kid. This kid that was discovered by Usher, and then obviously on YouTube, and then made a name for himself. He's an amazing, incredible person, I think, and with fascinating vocal cords.
Yeah.
But yeah, to be honest with you, the world is not ready for someone like Justin Bieber to say that it's okay to be vulnerable to do a song like this, because in my opinion, the song should have been hit even more. It's the silly, stupid songs, the cheesy ones maybe, that get the viral numbers.
Yeah.
But with a song like Holy, because he's actually saying something important right here, it still got your millions of numbers. But,
It wasn't the same though, was it? Didn't get the same airplay.
Didn't get the same airplay. Didn't get the same push by the industry or the sharks in the industry.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, more power to him. I think, he's a fascinating artist. And when he got married, I think we found out more about him. Like the human element of Justin.
Yeah, very much so. And he seems to be more vulnerable, but in a good way now.
I had the pleasure of emceeing his gig here. I was emceeing, and Hamza Hussein was opening for Justin. And, I saw his crew, didn't get the chance to meet him, but he was performing, and I felt like I was watching a robot.
Yeah, you said that. He just dead inside.
And then after that, I think the UAE concert, he took a break after that.
All right. He's exhausted.
Yeah, he cancelled all his, because he was really no smiles at all, nothing whatsoever.
Just done.
And then, you still
they work them like dogs.
That's what I'm saying. You still get people after the day after. There was blogs in the UAE saying, why do you, Justin Bieber, why when you come to this part of the world, you don't give us your all? But it was not about that, I felt he's really tired. He's really overworked.
Yeah.
And, his energy was really low. And I think he was we don't know what's going on with these entertainers. Like, their life is not easy,
No.
Like, you hear stories about how the monster of Hollywood or entertainment really grabs them and eats you alive.
Yeah.
We heard stories before.
Yeah.
And I think this is what it is with Justin. And he's able to surpass that.
If you liked this episode of YallaHome, drop a like and subscribe.
95.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram for all our daily updates and top stories.